Hey folks, Sam here. It's the 4th or the 5th of July, the day after the day we celebrate our independence. This is like my 5th time doing this video because I get off on a rant and everything else, and I think I got it down straight. There's two things I want to focus on right here. One, the first one being the 4th of July. Me as a veteran, when somebody thanks me for the 4th of July, I find it very uncomfortable. The 4th of July has nothing to do with me being a veteran. It has nothing to do with your freedom of speech. It has nothing to do with your Second Amendment right to own a gun. It has nothing to do with none of that. That all came later. All the 4th of July is the day that our forefathers declared our independence from Britain. We became our own country. We declared that we are going to be us, the United States. Us. I like that. U.S. Us. We declared it was us. United States of America. So it has nothing to do with any of that. So, you know, thanking a vet and all that stuff, that doesn't jive with me. You might think different, and that's okay. The other thing that it brings up is somebody wishing, hey, happy 4th of July on the 2nd of July or the 3rd of July. Holy crap. It really... Listen, 4th of July is the 4th of July. It's one day. It's a one-day celebration. I am totally against shooting fireworks off on the 2nd of July, 3rd of July, fitting it into to make this a 3-day weekend, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not about you going the extra day to cook hamburgers and drink beer with your buddies. It should be celebrated on the 4th of July, whether it falls on a Wednesday, a Thursday, a Saturday, a Sunday, it doesn't matter. That's the day. That's it. Done. So, that being said, Independence Day also... I look at it because in the last 2 years, I've really been struggling to become an independent. I get tied up in the internet and the bad publicity and the negative publicity and Hillary Clinton and all that. And so I want to be an independent thinker. I want to take in as much as I can about a lot of this stuff. And then I have my own views and everything else. And then, you know, I guess that works as a double-edged sword. One, yay, you're an independent thinker. But B, if somebody attacks the way I think, I take it as a personal attack. And even when it's done online, you know, that today Illinois arrested a kid that burned the flag. A kid, he's probably 22 years old, I think he was, but he burned the American flag. He got thrown in jail. I can't believe Illinois finally did it. Thank God he's a white guy, because otherwise they'd have turned it into a race issue. But it was all about, he burned the flag, he degraded the American flag, and he went to jail for it. And somebody came on and said, and I was like, it's about time somebody does something. And then another guy came on and said, I can't believe you're celebrating the fact that he is losing his freedom of speech. Bullshit. Burning the American flag has nothing to do with freedom of speech. It's an attack on America. The flag means something. I don't get how on right after 9/11, everywhere in this country flew an American flag and everything else, and had nothing to do with free speech or anything else. It had to do with the fact that we are us, U.S., United States of America. We joined together, and that's what it was. And that flag meant something right after 9/11, and it should frickin' mean something today, and it shouldn't mean that you can burn it to do some free speech bullshit. So enough of that being said, back to the 4th of July, being an independent thinker and everything else. So, that all being said, this morning, I woke up, you know, started our day, and me and Melissa had a political talk. And I love having talks with her because she sometimes sees things different than what I do. And I'm really kind of blinders on fundamental core things that I believe in, and I don't waver from them. And if you guys follow me, you know what them are. We're not going to go into them. But I do have a question for you. And this is mostly going to go out to military people. But if you're not a military person, either in the military or former military, I still want to hear your thoughts on this. But here it is. She said, Sam, would you die for the American flag? And I said, without a doubt. Don't even have to think about it. It is what it is. And if you've heard some of my statements and stuff before, you know, concealed carry, a lot of people carry a gun, and I don't think that they could ever pull the trigger and kill anybody because that's not a decision that is made in 1 second, 5 seconds, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. That is a decision you have consciously made in your head through a lot of thinking and becoming independent. And I could kill somebody and it wouldn't bother me a bit because that decision goes back to me being a Marine and everything else and the way I was taught. So anyways, She said, you would die? I said, yes, I would die for the American flag. And I would be willing to bet that 99.9% of my veteran friends, followers, and all veterans out there would do the same. They would die for the American flag. In fact, they would probably kick somebody's ass for burning the American flag. So then she brought up this. She says, okay, because why would you die? And I said, because the flag is a symbol of the United States. It's a very strong symbol. She said, okay. She says, you're against Obama, right? I said, yeah, 100%. I think he's totally messed this country up. I have no backing for Obama. But she said, but he's the president. And would you give your life to protect the president? And that is a strong statement. The presidency is a symbol of our country. He is the commander-in-chief. He is the highest individual in our country. So at first I said, hell no, I wouldn't defend him. And that got me thinking. Does that go against my core values? It does. So now I'm really thinking, and then, you know, so 5 minutes later, I'm like, yeah, as much as I hate the son of a bitch and I wouldn't want to, you know, I would do nothing. I'm voting against him, have voted against him. I'll do everything I can to not see him elected and not see Hillary elected, to follow through what he has done. I would protect him. I would die for him. And then 5 minutes later, I'm like, no, I wouldn't. And 5 minutes later, I'm like, yeah, I would. So I thought I'd make this video, and I want to hear from you guys. Would you? I think as him, I would die for the president of the United States being a commander-in-chief, whether I agree with it or not. But it is a hard decision. It's something I'm going to probably think about for the next couple of days. And it's such a bold question and a strong question, and you know, some of my patriotic friends and everything, I want to hear your answers on it. And do you flip back and forth like I am? And is it, I don't know. So that's it. You would die for the American flag, yes or no? Most of you, I hope, would say yes. 2, would you die to defend our freedoms? And 3, would you die to protect the presidency or the president of the United States? And then does the presidency of the United States, does that dying for the president, does that change just because we have Obama? So it's a huge, great question. I love Melissa. That is why I have talks with her, and she helps me out because I see things, she sees things different than what I do. And every once in a while, she brings up one of them questions that just really messes with your mind, your thoughts, your way of thinking, and who you are. So that's it. Answer them questions below. Let me know what you think, and you all have a great 5th of July.